off of one 2-point shot, they get 3,000 points because they did a backflip and a somersault at the exact same time. This isn't that movie.
You ain't gonna be able to deal with us. Be quiet. Bring it on, bad boy. Excuse me, I'm talking here.
Drive-by movies. My name is Blaze.
My name is James.
And never have I ever seen White Men Can't Jump.
You got that big Z in your fro, man. What are you, the Black Zorro?
What are you doing?
I'm doing two things.
What?
I'm making them mad. Most guys don't play good when they're mad.
Basketball. Look, you know you're embarrassing me. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing I'm doing.
I only have 4 words for you. White men can't jump.
1992's White Men Can't Jump is about 2 black and white basketball hustlers who joined forces to double their chances of winning money on the street courts and in a basketball tournament. So this is a movie I always remember seeing the VHS cover of with Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes' face just right on the cover and stuff. And lately, the past couple of years, we've been seeing Wesley Snipes kill it in comedies. I absolutely he was one of the better parts of Coming to America, which we both weren't really fans of, but I really loved him though in My Name is Dolomite. Though he was so freaking funny, and I was so glad to kind of see him in this movie, like with those comedic chops too. Like even though there are some serious subjects within this too, and some more like intense sequences, like movie I was glad I checked out. Blaze, what made you decide to check it out, and what do you think?
Well, obviously we were talking about Space Jam on Monday, so we had to kind of pair this up with an appropriate movie. One that I hadn't seen about basketball. Could have gone to the usual suspects, not the film, but like Hoosiers or something. But obviously we had to go here. White Men Can't Jump, 92, still in the 90s. So I felt like we could have got those Space Jam vibes, but this is way better. The style in this film is top notch. I feel like you need to get one of those tanks like Wesley Snipes had, James, like the freaking like thin in the back. I feel like you need to get that. For the
I definitely need to tan my back. Yeah, you already know what's up.
With the thin like strap. Reminds me of the guy that when we used to go to the gym. There was like one guy who wore that tank like all the time.
That's still the buffest guy I think I've ever seen, and like he kind of had like a cartoon character vibe to him, speaking of Space Jam, just because he was so buff but wore like really big nerdy glasses. I remember. Yeah, I wish some of you guys watching this video could have seen him, but yeah, shout out to that dude if you ever watch this. But yeah, like what's it called? This movie like caught me off guard because I didn't really know that it was going to be about street ball and stuff, and also the fact that I live in Los Angeles, I was like, oh, like most of this is shot in Venice Beach, and also they bring up the Baldwin Hills like apartment area that's like very dangerous and stuff, the same area that Training Day takes place, and just so happens to be where I live. I was cracking up at that kind of, but like things have changed. It's definitely a lot more gentrified out here, but yeah, it's cool to see like a lot of LA locations that I'm very familiar with. Yeah, definitely. I thought that was one of the other things that I really enjoyed about this movie was just the fact that we have like all these awesome shots of LA. You even have, it's not really such a location, but it's more an actual location than like a shooting location. But you even had the Jeopardy scenes, which is like, I guess it's kind of like an LA thing to go to like a game show like Wheel of Fortune or Price is Right. All these things exist in Los Angeles, and to be a real Angelino, you're gonna have to go to one someday. But anyways, seeing Venice in that light was really cool. It did though kind of actually make me pretty sad, just the fact of like the state that it's in now is very different than how it was in the film. It just seems so much better in the film, and I wish things could go back to that way. But yeah, I think overall this movie, just as like a hustler movie and a movie about basketball, it just combines those two things pretty much seamlessly. The camaraderie between Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes is just so fun, albeit at sometimes it was a little annoying, specifically Woody Harrelson. I'm thinking about one basketball scene where he just can't shut his mouth, which was annoying. But the rest of the movie, their camaraderie is pretty fun, and it's highly entertaining to see them kind of trying to get back at each other, but slowly over the course of the film really become true friends.
Hey. Right.
I'm gonna just leave it up there. Give me some. Give me some.
You know I get some.
Oh. Oh, shit. Just. Oh, it is hard goddamn work being this good.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, Rabbit is. Am I starting to get to you?
No, Sydney, you aren't getting to me. You're just making my eardrums hurt.
Also, the fact that they feel very natural too. I don't know like what on set their relationship was like, but it did feel very natural and stuff. And I really give kudos to Ron Shelton also with his directing and like establishing the characters in the early scenes of the movie and stuff. Like, you know, we're not introduced like Woody Harrelson's girlfriend, Rosie Perez. I recognize her from Pineapple Express though, but like she's not introduced till like 25 minutes into the movie, and she's one of the main characters, but we get so much like character development between them two just right from the get-go and stuff. And then finding out that they like, you know, he hustled Wesley Snipes and stuff. Like that was such a great way to set up the scene and stuff. See that he was like very upset, and like, you know, he like you know, just like setting them up also to where they like trust each other but also can't trust each other, but then like always like kind of like snapping at each other and like busting each other's balls, as they say, both on the court and figuratively. But yeah, like it just worked really well and flowed very well. Like after seeing kind of the trashy film of Space Jam and then like watching this and stuff, like this was definitely like really, like I was very surprised, and like I like actually like genuinely really enjoyed this movie and like had a great time watching it. And like it blends well, like just the idea of just like people who are just like kind of stuck in debt and stuff, and then like, you know, like turn to this. Like it made a really great plot for out of something that I wouldn't have expected.
Definitely. Yeah, I think that this film, like you said, the performances are absolutely great. They're highly entertaining because, I mean, this movie, aside from the basketball that's within it, and the basketball is entertaining and all, but there's got to be a little bit more, because if you just had just a straight basketball movie, it depends, but you got to have some story there. Obviously, the story of these two people that are down on their luck, that kind of find each other and are screwing each other over back and forth until they realize, hey, we could really be hustling other people for mad money instead of just, you know, getting back at each other for a grand here, a grand there. Like we could actually be making some money and maybe not just hustling and winning a tournament, you know? They do play some dirty tricks and whatnot here and there, but for the most part, like this movie was just super fun to see their friendship unfold, and two unlikely friends. Like even the scene where they go back to where Billy goes to Sydney's, you know, pad, and then basically after he loses all that money to him, and they just kind of bond watching that basketball game, all the guys in the crib, like that just seemed so relatable and was just, I don't know, really showed you like the character development in this movie was king, the story was king, and it kind of makes me wonder why we don't get movies that are like this, where even we could get movies that just, if they had even an ounce of the amount of character development or camaraderie or great performances that this film had, they would be so much more entertaining, because they are, you know, have the biggest budgets nowadays compared to a film like this back then. So it just sucks that that's not the case.
Yeah, like this really had that, like I did enjoy like kind of 90s, like the blend of genres and stuff. Like I think 90s is kind of one of the more overrated decades and stuff, but like kind of had that like that true romance feel where like that's like, you know, a romance film like blended within a crime movie and stuff, and you know, countless other movies like that too and stuff. But I liked that this movie felt like it was starting in one direction, but you know, pivoted into a completely different direction. Also tackles on some great, like, you know, pieces on talking about like, you know, addiction to like gambling and stuff, and then like toxic relationships and stuff, like because, you know, Woody Harrelson is really holding back his girlfriend and stuff, and like, you know, he's holding himself back too, as well as you know, Sydney and stuff. Like, you know, they could be doing other things and stuff, and I like the way that it ends overall though. Like even though it's like got like a pretty like not depressing ending, but it doesn't end how you'd expect though. Like I love seeing that they like, you know, become true friends and stuff despite the differences that they had and stuff. And it's cool seeing Alex Trebek again within this movie. Like rest in peace. Definitely.
So yeah, I mean, if you guys haven't seen this movie like us, we hadn't seen it, and we were really pleasantly surprised, especially coming off the back of Space Jam. This is a real basketball movie. No one's scoring points for 3,000 off of one 2-point shot, they get 3,000 points because they did a backflip and a somersault at the exact same time. This isn't that movie. This is White Men Can't Jump. And yes, Woody Harrelson can jump.
Yeah. Can Blake Griffin jump though? Well, we all know he's an actual basketball player, but I'm not sure if you saw Blaze, but apparently they're like trying to remake this movie and stuff. And I think it's supposed to be produced by Ryan Khalil, who, if I remember correctly, he was a linebacker or something, played for the Carolina Panthers, which is a football team. So I'm surprised that he's producing a movie about basketball. And I don't know if Blake Griffin is also a producer or if he was set to star in it, but pretty sure it said he was like set to star in it at one point. But apparently the rights were bought in 2017, and that's when this movie was announced. Granted, that was 4 years ago, so I don't know what's going on and stuff, but yeah.
I had nothing against Blake Griffin, but this is going to be a really big learning curve if it's your first movie. If you want to have the exact same camaraderie, if you want to have all the gravitas that either Wesley Snipes or Woody Harrelson, the two leads, I'm not saying that they're going to be the exact same characters in the next film, but like if you want to have that same weight that this film originally had, it's gonna have to be a lot of chitter chatter back and forth. It's gonna have to be a great script, and that's very intimidating if that's your first movie. So all the best luck to Blake Griffin if he's gonna embark on this journey, because if he can do it, it would be awesome.
Yeah, because I don't think, I know this movie has a pretty big following and stuff. A lot of people say it's really good, but I don't know if everyone's seen it and stuff. Like I definitely know if I asked like a coworker casually if they've seen this, they probably would say no. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen it though, definitely recommend checking it out. Be sure to watch it through our Amazon affiliate link in our description box below. It's a great way to help support the show. And after doing that, leave a comment letting us know what you thought about the movie as well as our thoughts on the movie.
And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and click that notification bell to get all our latest updates.
And if you can't get enough of us here on YouTube, well, be sure to check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Catch all our links down below in our description box. That's going to conclude this week's episode. Tune in next week for a brand new Never Have I Ever.